Hello. Good afternoon. I love this circle, by the way. It's beautiful. My name is Marisia Upton, newly married. I'm a third-generation Santa Barbarian and a 27-year-old Renaissance soul. I was invited to speak before you all by the gracious Karen Villegas and the unstoppable Janet Reineck of World Dance for Humanity. I'm deeply grateful to share this moment with each and every one of you. My purpose in these closing statements is to inspire. To create is to inspire. I hope that in sharing what I feel to be a necessary truth, that you too will be inspired to create. I'll begin by reciting a quote I discovered while listening closely to a guided meditation. The main cause for suffering is ignorance. Even with one that we consider to be the most criminal, we have compassion because we know that because of ignorance, they suffer as well. Ignorance can be seen as a kind of dream. The ignorant wakes from sleep just to live within a very painful dream, which then is called reality. A dream full of cravings, attachment, competition, anger, hate, and egoistic behavior. The dreamer is still pure, but blinded by the senses, wishes, expectations, identity, and entitlement. The natural core of our being is pure and lovable. We are all ignorant, myself included. The dictionary defines ignorant as lack of knowledge, learning, and information. Ignorance is typically used to label persons who haven't caught up with the times, in short, have not evolved and refuse to. I'm sure we all have certain people who come to mind when we hear of individuals so unevolved that they then oppress others. Bullies, historical figures like Hitler, the list goes on. But if ignorance is lack of knowledge, then a person who is ignorant is quite simply one who does not know. I am ignorant to many things: engineering, geography, how to operate a dishwasher. But not everything we don't know is applicable to our lives and therefore mandatory. In my journey as a survivor of rape and domestic abuse, I discovered that of all things practical, to know oneself is most valuable. It's not always easy. Thank you. It's not always easy, but it's far easier than ignoring the internal work that needs to be done, and is always worth the effort and wait. Getting to know yourself is brought by unlearning negative labels that others and society has placed on you. It is riddled with uncomfortable feelings, tears, and anger. We must enter these places in ourselves, because what lies beyond is a friend we didn't know we had all the while. A friend who had been hidden beneath the false beliefs, uncertainty, and fear. Who and what are we, then? I'll refer to the quote. The core, the natural core of our being is pure and lovable. How do we know that love is truly who we are? Because even in our darkest moments, especially in our darkest moments, we long to be held. We long to be cradled. We ache to be loved. To be love. Love comes in many forms. I ask you, what is your form? How does your innately loving soul yearn to express itself and therefore inspire others. As you walk your individual path, remember those around you are too traveling their own unique course to unveil the love that we are. So when you see another person doing, saying, wearing something that you don't find pleasing or appropriate, do not judge. You cannot judge and serve your fellow travelers. To you survivors in the crowd, you cannot judge and help lift a neighboring girl or woman out of the hurt, hopelessness, and heartache we've all experienced. Rather, seek to understand, to know. Besides, women have had to endure centuries of oppression. Let's be on the same team. We all know how comforting and rejuvenating it is to be served, understood, and empathized with. So I say to you, explore yourself. Make peace and friends with yourself. Create yourself, your internal self. Get to know yourself. Only then are we able to get to know each other. Only then can we be of full service to each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisia, for